Beatrice? No, I just lost a run. So.
Oh, that's too bad.
No.
Welcome to episode.
I would have been funnier if I knew that it was actually live. I thought you were legitimately asking me.
Well, now it's even funnier.
Well, welcome to episode 463 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm one of the four hosts, N64, Josh Crawler. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Crawler coming at you.
Johnny, how are you? I know you're sad, but...
I'm sad because I lost a round of Beatrice or whatever the heck you called it. Beetlejuice.
Well, I was trying, whatever Crawler said last week, I was just trying to like... Baltris or something. I don't know. Balatro. Yeah. Cheesy, how are you?
What's going on, cheese curds?
Well, guys, before we get started, I gotta let you know the latest episode of The Dirt is out, and it's a pretty fun episode. One of the community members, Firestone, went to Hyper Arena X in Vegas and did every couple weeks they do Mario Kart tournaments there. And he got to play on stage, and we talk about that. We also get into some of the competitive terms for Mario Kart, and the latest post on n64josh.com gets into a bunch of those terms as well. So if you've ever wondered what delay drift is in Mario Kart, go check out that post because it'll help you get your mini turbos a little faster. Of course, jump into the Discord at n64josh.com/Discord and stay tuned to all my socials because I will be leaving for PAX East tomorrow. And I just want to give a shout out to everybody that was in the streams. You guys made me play some of the craziest stuff, and I'll talk about it in our first segment here once we get into it. But before we do, Crawler, where can people connect with you?
Best spots are TikTok and Twitter. Nightcrawler724, Nightcrawlers without the E.
And Johnny.
I'm Johnny Bo everywhere. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and the Communication Air podcast.
And Cheesy.
You can find me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Communication Error Podcast, CheezyC64, CheezyC64.
So, like I was saying, thanks, guys, for helping me get to PAX. But the games, you guys, the games that these guys made me play. So I have an account on my Switch called N64 Troll, and it's run by Nate and Aaron. And so I will be playing a game, and all of a sudden a game starts downloading on my Switch, like out of the blue. So hang on, let me just get the list here, if you will. A free to play game called Crush, where you have to you end up either hurting or causing some emotional damage to a girl, an anime girl, and then you have to like woo her back through all these different means. And it's like an idle game where you like, you serve tables as a job that just runs in the background, and then you also learn to dance so you can be suave, and then you need to unlock these levels to then unlock more. It's unbelievable. And the stuff that they say in this game is wow. So
I'm on your profile right now. Your most recent games are Crush, Hello Kitty Cruisers, Room in the Night Sky, Mario Kart, Mom Simulator 2023, Smashing the Battle for Nintendo Switch, Prison Life Simulator, Switch
No.
Sports.
Wait. Prison. Let's talk about Prison Life Simulator. The actual name, and I'm not joking. Prison Life Simulator Jail Gangster Escape Games Scary. That is
it rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, because that's a keyword-rich search, right?
That is the actual name. So Smashing Battle, like a lot of physics, if you know what I mean, was probably the most playable out of all of them. But like, at one point, there's a clip of me accidentally zooming in on the physics on accident because I was trying to use the D-pad to move through the menu, and it just pulled the chest right to the front of the screen, and I was like, oh no. Oh, no, 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 no. The only one we didn't get to was Anime Girls High School of Dead. We didn't play that one. But I will say that Angry Nerd 1 and 2, albeit vulgar with language, plays like Mega Man and those like classic, side-scrolling shooters. Actually pretty well done and kind of has a very nostalgic feel to it. But again, it's like there's a lot of language. So if that bothers you, avoid that one. But very interesting choices.
Mom Simulator 23 implies that there was either a Mom Simulator 22 or
Yes.
there's going to be a Mom Simulator 24.
And it was like I had to change a diaper on stream. I was like, no. And I couldn't invert. Same with Prison Simulator. There was no way to invert my controls. It was.
And those are the games you really want to invert your controls.
I mean, for me, any kind of first person, I got to do that. So, yeah. So
I'm curious, like, how was Hello Kitty Cruiser or whatever for you being like a big Mario Kart fan? Did it play well?
Okay. So Hello Kitty Cruiser and Vroom in the Night Sky have a history with NPC. What happened is I lost a match of Mario Tennis Aces to hate, and then had to buy Vroom, and I think I lost another one. It was close, and I had to buy Hello Kitty Cruisers. So Hello Kitty Cruisers is like the worst possible version of Diddy Kong Racing you can imagine.
But it's an expensive Wii U game.
It's very expensive on Wii U, and the boat, when you do your drift, its tires squeal in the water. So a lot of they really put a lot of effort.
Don't Mario Kart tires squeal underwater?
Well, I mean, they might, but there's no tires on a boat. It's just a boat floating on the water. So, yeah, pretty bad. Vroom, if you Google worst Nintendo Switch indies, it's usually near the top of the list. And I have almost played that game enough to purchase the fastest bike in the game. Now, this game will be
3 hours
like,
or more is what you've played of Room in the Night Sky, but that might be tainted from switching switches.
That is not accurate. Yeah, I guarantee it's more. And the game makes no sense. You fly around on a bike as a witch, a magical, happy, shiny girl is what they like to refer to you as, and you throw this weird bat bird thing at crystals and stars to collect. Once you hit the 10 stars, then you can you can exit the level through the gate. You can like hit your brakes in the air and like power slide, and you can do these weird trampoline moves. I went and did the tutorial because it's so bad. It's so bad. But at this point we've done it so much. I'm like 15, or maybe I'm like 150,000 points away from 2 million to be able to buy the fastest and most powerful bike in the game. So, and then there's secret bikes. I was like, chat, look them up. Nobody could find how to unlock it.
Nobody's played that much.
There's no indication. We were talking, the developers, if they can track, they were probably like, yo, who's this guy that bought this game and what is wrong with him? So anyway, we've been having some fun though, just like some really good laughs, and it's been a great time. So I appreciate everybody that turned out. But Crawler, how about you? What have you been anything new and noteworthy that Switch owners may want to pick up, or have you been on other systems?
I mean, mainly Batro. I mean, that's mainly what it's been. I think I've cleared 4 out of the 5 like main first decks. I accidentally went into my stats or whatever, and there was a button that I accidentally clicked that unlocked everything. So I'm not like naturally unlocking stuff now, which
wow, you're a cheater.
Me. I know I'm a cheater. But at least it does put a little poker chip next to the decks that you've done a clear run on. So I'm tracking it that way. And I'm struggling. I think whatever the deck is that takes away hands, I think, as you
Black deck. I think it's the
as you
black
progress. I think it's the black deck. That's why I've been struggling with that one. But there's some interesting runs that you can make out of that. Like if you find the right jokers, you can have like all red cards count as the same suit, so you can just pump out flushes, and then you get another joker that gives you bonus for if you have a flush. Like you can just have a unique kind of run every time if you get the right jokers to kind of make your run really special, and so it's pretty fun.
Johnny, how about you?
I've also been playing Batro. Everybody should play Batro. I got it on Steam as well because I wanted to get actual achievements and feel good, get the dopamine hits, because Nintendo is lame and doesn't have achievements. But but yeah, Balatro, it's super fun. I'm about to surpass my Vampire Survivors gameplay time on the Nintendo Switch with Balatro. They're like right next to each other.
So did you stop playing Xenoblade?
Well, I don't have the mental capacity to do that right now.
Ah,
So I do like a run or two of Balatro every night before I go to sleep.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'll get back to Xenoblade. It's just I don't have the mental capacity. I did also pick up MLB The Show on the Nintendo Switch, like I said I would.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's going to be free on
Yeah, but
Game Pass?
honestly, the Switch version, if you have another version, it's kind of worth it because there's cross progression, so you could grind out some challenges on the Switch version and then just bring them into the Xbox or the whatever other version you have. So if you have the Game Pass version, you're already getting for free. So why not get the Switch version, pay the $60, and do your challenges?
You just hate your SD cards, don't
Yeah, I
you?
don't know how big that one is. Not as I don't know if it's as big as Star
Not as
Wars
big as Star
Battlefront.
Wars?
Apparently that got updated.
Has that gotten any? Has that gotten?
It has gotten an update. I haven't tried it since it got updated, but I still regret paying $35 for that.
Okay, so Balatro again, and the show. The show. All right.
And I recommend both. All right, but Balacho's $15.
Do it.
I'll wait until like next year at this time. I'll be like, you guys, you gotta try Balatro, just like
Well,
I
they,
did with Vampire Survivors.
So they tweeted that they sold 1 million copies.
Mhm.
So that's really cool.
That's awesome.
And they said they have. I'm sure they're gonna release some sort of a roadmap. They said they have stuff planned, so I'm excited for that.
That's awesome. Love hearing that. Cheesy, how about you? Anything new and noteworthy?
Nah, just Hades. Kind of the same as Johnny. I will play a run or two before I go to bed. But it's kind of cool that Hades just released on Netflix games. I still don't really know how that works. I've never.
You have to play it through your
Is that?
phone.
I think that's only
you have
on
to
your
play it through
phone, right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still kind of cool. And also like maybe there's a possibility of them doing a show one day if they're already partnered with Netflix. Like I think that show would be amazing. But yeah, just still waiting for Hades 2, which apparently they're still on track for early access this year. So we'll see.
And Peach this week.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I know how you guys feel about it, but I'm excited.
It's on my Switch. I saw it today. I saw it had downloaded.
Well, I don't have much mental capacity for like really story driven games and like stuff that's gonna make me think.
Mhm.
So Peach is gonna be perfect.
I love that. Okay. All right. The last thing I do want to invite everybody, if you haven't heard, maybe you weren't in the streams or whatever, we are doing the pipe trials. We're doing a weekly track. This week's track is SNES Rainbow Road. The Discord is honestly blowing up in the pipe trials area. So you race with a pipe frame, standard wheels. You can use the blue or the black, and any glider, any character you want. And we're doing SNES Rainbow Road this week. So I haven't done much. Last week was Bowser Castle 3. kind of sticking to the SNES tracks for just a little bit. And we're doing a poll every week to decide which track, so you can vote if you'd like. And so that's been fun, but I'm still doing some Tears of the Kingdom. Like I was hunting more shrines and stuff, and like that game is just like I see a lot of conversations about how like a lot of people kind of talking negatively of it. Like, oh, it was just $70 DLC. Like it's almost like it's run its course, and now everybody's like, not everybody, but a lot of the conversation online is like, this game isn't as good as we thought it was. And I don't know. I'm not upset that it's like Breath of the Wild, like a big deal. Like I'm having so like I literally walked into an area and saw a bunch of shrines and was like, yo, I'm so excited I get to go and find all these things. And like, you know, and even having conversations with people, they're like, I have some people that are still kind of playing around the same like the same level, maybe a little further along, but I'm like, oh, I just found this, and they're like, wait, what? Like, I haven't even seen those. Like, I was like, that's some of the coolest things about playing these massive games. And it's like, I just started thinking about the development, and it's like, this is insanity. Like, how do you keep all this straight? You know, like it's unbelievable, and it's such a feat. So really, really having a good time with that.
The problem with Tears of the Kingdom is they pretty much announced that they're not going to be supporting it. Like, there's no DLC.
Yeah, they killed
killed
the momentum on it.
like the game's phenomenal. I think it's a fantastic game. I love it. I actually loaded it up today to make a video about 30 frames per second and how it's actually not that bad. But like I still need to do all the shrines. I don't think I lit up all the depths. But once I learned that there's not going to be a master mode or anything with that game, it's like, well, okay, I played it now.
But you haven't played it. Like, there's still so
I have
much.
played it though.
Yeah, but there's still so much.
I beat it. I rolled credits. That matters.
Okay, but there's still so much that you can do. I mean, you're asking for more content when the content is already given to you.
I'm asking for new content that will make me want to get back into the game. Like, after I rolled credits, it's like, well, what? I guess I could get shrines and do the depth stuff, but like that doesn't really progress anything. There's not really a point to do it.
You get something if you find all the stuff in the
Yeah,
depths.
but once you do that, like, what do you use it for? Nothing, right? There's nothing.
It was a little lackluster what you get, yeah.
So, like, what is the point? At least with the, I mean, when they released the master mode, and they had the Trial of the Sword, and they had the DLC that you got to use your stuff that you upgraded in the main game.
My hope for that game, honestly, was that they were going to give us the Sheikah Slate to then explore again, like to unlock to where we could do like, because I think some of the coolest things about Breath of the Wild is how people would use like stasis and those different things for like just
make their own flying machine,
launching stuff, and like, so it felt like although they gave us more tools to create, some of the creativity fell off quick. Like we saw people making machines that were walking, which was like, that's insanity, right? Like that's crazy. But like there were some people building entire channels just off of what they were doing in Breath of the Wild, and I don't think Tears was really doing that, which is unfortunate. But for what I want out of it, I'm happy with it. You've got a couple games on the Switch that, like, why didn't they receive DLC? Why didn't Odyssey get like real DLC? What, you know, especially right now where they know where they're going with the state of everything. Wouldn't Breath or Tears of the Kingdom DLC be a great way to keep that game selling and to keep, you know,
yeah,
that's the deluxe version on the Switch too.
The sales fell off. They only sold 3 million from initial launch to the last financial release.
Yeah, it's just it's interesting, some of the like, but I mean, again, maybe they were like, yeah, we sold this for 70 there's a lot to do here. Let's move on to the next thing, which, I mean, that's okay too, especially with the, with the Switch 2 right around the corner. So I just did a quick Google on like Switch 2 leaks. And what's funny is there's not a lot of articles. It's mostly YouTube videos. Like, you can tell that videos dominate the leak space, right? And Nintendo Prime, which you guys were on the show like a month back.
Weeks ago.
Yeah. And I watched this video today talking about the potential leak that he was talking about. Some it's almost like a game of telephone at this point, because so and so's doing this and then they're referencing them. So grain of salt as always, but the thought is, or according to so and so's sources, Nintendo is gathering trailers from developers to put together a direct that they're going to show prior to May 7th, because that is when they have their investors call. And so the thought is that there's going to be some talk of the next Switch prior to that call. So I don't know where like yet another show talking about Switch 2. Like, the one thing that came up was everybody on Reddit, like, all right, who believed the leaks? How do you feel now? Just like kind of pointing the finger at people. But like, what do we think the likelihood of something like this is? Cheesy, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a cycle that we keep going through. It's going to happen or it's not going to happen, right? And if it doesn't happen, well, we'll try again. I think that saying that they're going to put together a trailer before the investment call is really easy, because it could happen, it couldn't happen, but like, that is a time where that would be a good time for it to happen. I don't know. I mean, I think it could happen. I think that with what we know of their release schedule is just until June, which is what I've been telling Johnny, there's still plenty of time to
We're
announce.
a quarter of the way through the year. It's literally over.
The year is over. So when you get to June, it's just the year is over for you. You're going to start 2025.
He's worked long enough at that point.
It's so funny that you're like, oh, we only know through June, and we're going to get we were going to get a big announcement. Last year, we knew through July, right? We knew Pikmin.
Yeah, but
and then we got one announcement. Then we got one announcement. We got one announcement for a new game for June. One announcement. It wasn't like a whole blowout of announcements. It was one announcement. It was Mario Wonder. Mm-hmm. And then I guess Mario RPG was there too, but that's a remake, and those don't count anymore.
What do you mean they don't count? Oh, just
I'm sick of remakes and remasters, forward. So none of them count.
Okay, fine. But
unless it's Prime 2, right?
I guess I don't understand how you say that it's over, especially if we are going into a new console, a new era. Why wouldn't they be secretive right now? Like, that's why we don't know the rest of their schedule. Maybe it is all just remakes.
No, it's not. Remasters. They don't have anything. That's why we don't know anything.
I don't know, man. I think they haven't said anything. Like, really, if you look at the new year, they haven't said. That's what
makes me think that
anything.
We usually get a general direct in February. They didn't do it, so it's like, well, they don't have anything.
So there's a little validity to what John is saying based on Nintendo Prime's video. I don't have all the details in front of me. I watched it this morning, but there was a big leak. I want to say it may have had to do with the Fortnite case, right? With different documents and stuff that came out. And
for the Activision. This is the Activision.
And one of those leaks talked about the Switch was actually delayed from 2016 into to 2017. And during that time, there was, I mean, it was crickets from Nintendo, but it was also the Wii U. It was not a successful, thriving system, right? So it's not beyond them just to go radio silent. They did it with the Switch 1. We didn't know because, you know, there was like, how would we? It was just...
It was so intermittent at that point anyway.
And everybody was wondering if Nintendo was going to go third party. I'm just kidding.
So, okay, I just want to know, Johnny, when do you think we're going to hear the next time that there's more games, even if they are remakes? Like, when is the next time that they are going to announce their games for the rest of the year?
It'll be June, but it's going to be remakes. If it's not in June, then they're clearly not having anything.
There's no way that they are just stopping at June.
I'm not saying that they're stopping at June. I'm saying they are not releasing anything new. Like, we'll probably get remakes and remasters.
I mean, would everybody be upset if it was Twilight Princess and
Johnny would,
and Wind Waker? And
yeah, well, I mean, I want those games for sure, but
Prime 2 and Prime 3.
We talked about this last week, or maybe the week before, that it wouldn't be as bad if they had new games scattered throughout.
Yeah.
It's an interesting time.
And the original, I think the original rumors were we were supposed to get a Switch 2 reveal in March, right? That was original.
Right.
Like, well, maybe the beginning of the year. And then it was supposed to come out in September. But now everybody thinks it's going to be next year. We're almost at the end of March. There was the rumor about the Switch 2 reveal, and then there was a rumor about a Nintendo Direct Mini in March. And I don't think we're getting either. We have nothing in April.
Yet.
The only thing they'll announce is they'll like shadow drop Metroid Prime 2. That's it. We're not getting a new game in April. That is not enough time for a marketing cycle.
I'm not saying.
So we have Peach here next week.
Friday.
Right?
This week.
Or is it? Is it this week? Okay. Is there anything next month? And then Thousand Year Door, right, in May.
And then Endless Ocean in May.
Luigi's Mansion in June.
And then he's dead silent. He's like, "Yeah, no, yeah."
Yep. And a remake, a new issue of Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh yeah, that's in June. Oh, it's coming in a week earlier. I will gladly eat that chip if we get anything new this year. I will gladly. That would make my day.
It would make my day too.
It's not going to happen though. So.
Seriously, I don't know why you guys don't think that Nintendo could put something, just even one thing new.
It's gonna be a stupid Kirby game, and then I won't be happy eating that chip.
And that would count.
Oh, I'm on the side of, in June during the E3 time, there's going to be a direct that's going to have. Okay, hear me out. I think Nintendo has been potentially sitting on games since the delay of Animal Crossing. I think it pushed a bunch of stuff. Now, if the Switch 2 was delayed,
you talking from like 2020?
COVID. Yeah,
it makes sense.
Like,
that's a lot. That's a long time to stockpile
it is,
stuff.
And if the Switch 2 was delayed, it could be completely out the door, right? Like that could be completely like they could be caught up. But I mean, coming at it from the investor side and the business side of things, I can't imagine that they just as hot as everything has been and the way their stock is and how everybody has like, I can't imagine they're just like, yeah, let's, their stock has been on the rise and then they're going to be like, yeah, we're going to go cold turkey. I just don't think, I think they're holding out for the second half of this year with new stuff. And they'll probably start the marketing cycle for Switch 2 and say that these games will be, maybe there's an upgrade path, maybe there's, whatever the case may be.
How short is that cycle?
For Switch 2? I mean,
Yeah.
if we hold to this
From an announcement to in your hands.
I would say if it follows similar suit to the original launch of the Switch, that there is a very brief announcement that says, hey, in a month or whatever, we're gonna do a big showcase of the next system, right? And then launching March 2025.
So do you think the teaser is before May, or do you think the announcement is before May?
I will go out and say that I think either the teaser is before May or new games that are coming out in holiday are either around May or.
So it's either an announcement of the system or it's, hey, this is what's coming and playable later this year.
The teaser for the Switch wasn't until October.
And then we had to wait until January.
It was March before we got the actual system.
They did tweet,
which was that's a short turnaround.
They did tweet in April of 2016 saying that the NX is coming out next year. So I could see something like that.
They also
Cryptic's talking about the PS5 Pro.
Oh yeah,
and the revision on the Xbox. I think I was listening to Podcast Beyond, I think last week, and they were talking like they have a $400 Xbox or a $400 PlayStation with, is Spider-Man packed in with that? I don't even know, but they have like a $400 digital only PS5 and a new Switch. If you're getting the OLED is $350. Like they need to do something. Like they're not going to sell much this holiday if PlayStation and Xbox are readily available and they're in that price range that's like that affordable compared to the Switch that hasn't had a price reduction. They need to do something to kickstart their sales. Otherwise, they aren't going to have any.
The other route they go is like they start doing $40 games at the tail end of the Switch, and they've never done a price cut, and the games rarely go on sale. Like we just saw a Mario Day sale.
Still haven't gotten like platinum hits or Nintendo Selects.
That's what I'm saying. Like those always came about like when the Wii had those, but I wonder, maybe that's a good indicator for us. Like the Wii was Nintendo. Well, I can't say their last real successful system. The 3DS and the DS were successful, and those also got like the player's choice. I think the play for Nintendo right now is to announce the new stuff and then lower the price on everything to get people that still held out to jump in. I mean, it's a massive library, right? Like if you're just now thinking about getting a Switch, you're probably not going to be the one that's lining up to get the Switch 2. So there's still like, that's still something that can be. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. I don't know what happened. Oh, there we go. I couldn't find the tab, and I was like, great. Did I just exit out of the stream? Like, I was like, oh no. But I mean, I think I think they may go that route where like, because remember, there was that massive list of games that are no longer in print. And that could be because they're getting reprinted with new boxes.
They're getting reprinted. Yeah.
Remember how god awful the last year of the Wii was? That's where we're at right now.
No, absolutely not. That is totally different.
No, it is not. How is that different? It's an extremely successful system. They let it go because they were gearing up for a new launch.
You're
It's the
saying the
same
Wii U
thing.
was an extremely successful system?
No, the Wii, the last year of the Wii was terrible. They didn't release anything.
Did you say Wii or Wii U?
I said Wii. That's where we're at. They're not releasing anything. They're done.
Johnny,
So-
so if what Josh is saying, like obviously they need to have their investors happy. What is it that they show during their investors meeting? What is the investors meeting? Like
we have a
what
new
do they
system
hold?
coming out and teraflops and 4K and I don't know.
Yeah, new systems coming out in a year, within the fiscal year. Like that's what they'll say.
And that's it?
Yeah.
So the Wii released in 2006, right? And from what I can see, 5 years later, 5 years in, that's when that's when these select titles, the Nintendo Select titles, started coming out. And we also
we're
had
we're 2
select
years past
titles
you on that.
on the Wii U. We had select titles on the Wii U. So this is
Were there
something.
were there 5 of them on the Wii U?
It looks like there was. I mean, I know you're making a joke, but probably 12 to 15.
Okay.
So, but that included things like Lego City Undercover, Just Dance, Fast Racing Neo. I don't even know what that is. And that may not have
So
been,
Nintendo offered
that was
a,
not in North America. That's why we didn't see
Nintendo
it,
offered
so.
a pay us some money and we'll put your game as a Nintendo Select.
Yeah, for Lego anyway, and Just Dance.
Well, Just
Lego
Dance
City
did
was a
I mean, Just Dance did sell on Wii.
Oh, for
Lego
sure.
City was an exclusive for the Wii U for a while.
Yeah, and then came to what, 3DS or DS,
And
on everything.
Lego
It's
City
on
Undercover
everything.
came to Switch too.
and it's on Switch
Yeah.
also. Yeah, yeah. So I think they are primed to have hopefully still something new. Hopefully where they're padding the beginning of this year with the remakes and the remasters and Princess Peach. I think we're gonna see a handful more of remasters like Metroid, and they could, who knows, they could come out of left field and do a remake of Punch Out from the Wii. They could they still have the Zelda. They may have opted out of doing DLC for Breath of the Wild this year, or Tears of the Kingdom, to sell the remake of Wind Waker or Twilight Princess.
They
Right?
just need
So
they just need a rebrand on Punch Out, and it's Matt's Punch Out.
Matt's Punch Out. Yes. Yes, from the Wii
Yep.
Wii Music or whatever. Yeah. I love it. So I don't know. I mean, my gut feeling and my overall I'm just excited for this year. It's a little bit of a slow time right now, but I feel like there's quiet momentum going. You guys know my theory about Nintendo marketing Mario Kart right now. You know what they just released, that PDP just released? A glow in the dark Princess Peach Mario Kart controller. And it looks awesome. It needs to be in my
How's
collection.
that not a King Boo one? Come on.
I know, but I think with Showtime coming out and I recently picked up a Princess Peach t-shirt, with Mario Kart t-shirt with Princess Peach all over it. I love that they're leaning more into her and more characters. I think it's fantastic. So, but again, why are they releasing a Mario Kart controller this year, right now? This late,
Selling game on Switch.
Why did Lego get announced in 2025? They want everybody thinking about Mario Kart, because I do believe the rumor that Mario Kart X, if that's what it's called, is the most expensive game they've ever developed. And Joe on stream bought me a block of that the Disney racing game, like I can't remember what it's called. Speed, yeah, something like that. And
is that free to play or is that?
it's free to play? Yeah, it's free to play. I did not like how it felt whatsoever. It felt very floaty and like kind of like the Sonic racing games, which just didn't do much for me. But just looking at it, like if the next Mario Kart, don't get me wrong, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe looks gorgeous, but like at this point to modern games, it's looking a little, it still can look a little dated, right? Like better lighting, reflections, all that kind of stuff. That
Grass
game
textures.
has that. Yes. All this. Well, especially in some like, wow, Choco Mountain and Coconut Mall, like those were, and what the Toad Circuit, right? Those were rough when it came to textures, but I don't know. I like having that game, Johnny, you were talking about achievements. It's like, oh, hit 2 people with the item. And that was like a daily challenge. I'm like, yo, Mario Kart needs this kind of stuff. Like it really needs that like that battle pass, like daily challenges, and I hope, and even when I say battle pass, I hope they go the route of like Halo Infinite, where it's like you can play the game for free, never buy anything, still have free unlocks, but you get other unlocks, and then there's a store. And we were even talking about, and it'll probably be a topic for the dirt, I'm sure, but like going the route of Tour, where instead of having customizable carts, where it's like the cart, the wheels, the glider, Tour is just you get the cart, it already has the wheels in place, and then you can use any glider you want and any character. But it takes away from like the goofy small wheels on everything, because like ugh, yuck. But anyway,
Yeah,
I
I hope
digress.
the next Mario Kart is more customizable. Like even with outfits for the characters, like they did it in Mario Kart Live.
Tour.
Right. Yeah, and live. The live.
So live had stuff too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could put Mario in an astronaut suit, and it was kind of like Odyssey, but with Mario Kart. So,
That is the perfect live service game. I don't care what anybody says.
I think my wife saw something that had Mario Kart Live, like on TikTok or something like that. She goes, "Why don't you have that?" I was like, "Because we don't have space for it." First off, and I was like,
You don't have it, you fake fan?
And I was like, and Josh has it, and he talked about the dog hair and crap that just gets in the wheels, and it takes away from the fun.
I just like having the little cart.
Yeah, same. They're pretty cool, but
And
yeah.
more Labo cardboard, right?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of cardboard.
Yeah, there's a lot of cardboard in that thing.
No, yeah, there's a lot for sure. So, but like I said, I'm optimistic about the year. I think it's gonna be a good year. Like, and maybe that's just the place where I'm at with, like, my backlog is huge. Like I could literally just play my backlog and I would be super content. I'm honestly surprised how excited I am for Endless Ocean, because I think it's gonna be potentially like a little bit like Animal Crossing.
Let's go. I'm so excited to hear more about this.
Like some of the stuff we did during the pandemic in Animal Crossing, like as a community, like we tried to snap a picture where all 8 of us were jumping off the dock at once, and we could not get, you've got the delay on Twitch, you've got everybody in voice chat, and we could not get all 8 of us to jump off at once, but we were laughing. It was just such a good time. Like I think the whole, like, just kind of chilling out and chatting and exploring the endless ocean, like I think it's gonna be
and we can have what, 36, 32, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know the number. I thought it was 16 maybe, but even still, like, it's
I think
a lot.
32 people are going to buy that game.
That's at Johnny Bo.
Set it up. You set it up.
I did.
Knock them down.
They don't even have to have 16. They're down to 12 because all of us are going to buy it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be, and I feel like the dialogue online and everything with people, they're just like, we love the dopamine comes from the new game. right? It's no longer that it's just a game we can play on the system, that it's gaming's just different now. Like there's so much. I mean, we just saw massive layoffs and everything because it's like everybody's kind of in these different sectors, and who's getting your attention, and like, I mean,
And
I still
WB Games is trying to single-handedly ruin all their studios.
Yeah, and
Multiverses
Embracer.
are coming back. All right, we'll save everything.
But I mean, we say that like Embracer shut down Free Radical, and their BR looked really close. Like a Time Splitters BR, it was like Time Splitters meets Fortnite. I would have been all over it.
Where's Bungie's update on Marathon? Like that like I know that game's gonna happen, but like where is it? And
it's just it's a very strange time. I mean, again, we talked about it. You go on Twitch and it's all free to play games. It's almost like the majority of the games being watched are the free to play games. And
I think I would be
money.
less grumpy if Nintendo didn't have the policy of one per system for most of their games. Like one Mario Kart, one Smash Brothers, one Animal Crossing. Like now that their life cycles are so long, 8 years between games, that's really long.
well, it's only long on Nintendo. Like all the other ones have shortened their life cycles.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I understand if the life cycle for the system was like 4 or 5 years, then yeah, do one per system. But now we're looking at 8+ years. Mario Odyssey is 7 years old. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, if you look back at the Wii U, it's technically 10 years old.
But is it worth the wait?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, hopefully. Smash Ultimate was amazing. And that was such a fun time. But now that game's even, what, 5+ years old.
Almost 6 years old.
Hey, new update for it. Peach
yeah,
Showtime and Wonder Spirits.
Spirits.
Yep.
I almost want to start playing that game on a fresh account just to do the unlocks again.
Could be
Yeah, see,
fun.
that's what I like. That's what I like for Nintendo games is being able to unlock everything again. Like Mario Kart, you unlock everything. That makes me want to play it to unlock things, but now everything's unlocked because I've had it for 10 years.
But I also want
Same
achievements to show my progress.
Yeah,
and stuff,
achievements.
too.
Yeah.
Well, and not only that, I was talking about it on stream today, like if they do Mario Kart as a live service, like they can start playing with like adding items. It doesn't just have to be adding. I'm talking about like weapons in game, right? Like different shells and different, getting some of like the POW block from the Wii. Like there is a pool of items they could pull from that they could balance and tweak.
Mm-hmm. And they could also take the Helldivers approach too and be like, unlock this as a community as a whole for hitting X number of players with a red shell or a blue shell or whatever, and just have a tracker going all the time. Because that's one of the fun things that's going on in Helldivers is that they're just tracking what everybody's doing, and it's a collective effort that everyone's putting forward.
Well, and I feel like Splatoon is almost a use case for this, right? Like there's a lot that they could take from Splatoon with the battle passes and I know they're not like, or season passes, I guess is probably a better way to say it. Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to pay for it. It's just there.
It is just there. But
there's seasonal events.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's like I don't know. I think the writing's on the wall that they could, I just can't imagine them like, let's just take the regular route of, hey, this game's going to come out at $70 and then we're going to do DLC for it. Like, do
you think everything on a new system is 70?
I do. Yeah. I mean, they got away with it with Tears of the Kingdom, all of the, everything from Sony and Xbox is at 70 now.
I'll go digital if they keep doing vouchers then.
Well, I mean that
if they keep doing vouchers, then
they see a bigger margin there. So, and it's exclusive to Nintendo Switch Online. Like they know what they're doing. Like they're getting you to pay for the online so that you buy the games that have bigger profit margins, and they're probably still making more selling the game digitally with a voucher than they are going through retail.
I'm kind of surprised Sony hasn't tried to do anything unique to that, because I mean, Xbox gives you a discount if you're a Game Pass member and something's in Game Pass and you buy it. And Nintendo's doing vouchers, but like PlayStation isn't really doing anything.
Because they're PlayStation, they don't need to do anything.
If Nintendo is going the route of like battle passes and all of that, achievements, they first need to fix their online. So they have to show us something that the online is better, and that's like the route that they're going down.
Like Capcom.
I don't know if that's going to matter.
Capcom showed us the future.
I don't know if it will matter, because like if you have a free to play Battle Pass Mario Kart, people are going to play that. They're going to eat that up. People are playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe still, and that online sucks.
Well, people weren't aware of how much that sucks until the rubber banding and just what was different happening on my screen versus Josh's screen, and then we talk about it. You don't know any different. You kind of just you just think it's kind of quirky, I guess, and then you realize that it's completely dependent on where your game thinks you are versus where his game thinks he is, and we need dedicated servers more so.
I made a video about Star Wars Battlefront and how bad that online is. People were like, "You're wrong. It's not bad."
When you had clips
they're
of
like,
it,
no, people don't care.
Where you were sniping, right? And
they're jumping all around. They're like, "Yo, it's not that bad." Yeah, no, it's people don't care, and especially Nintendo audience, like they're not going to care about how.
I mean,
if there is rubber banding online,
if we get a refresh of Ultimate though, like rollback netcode would be
rollback. That's all you gotta do.
So I'm looking at Mario Kart Tour. It did about 243 million after being downloaded 230 million times.
That's monetary sales. Is that what you're saying?
According to the Verge, September 11th, 2023.
Well, and they were announcing that kind of stuff in their financials, weren't they?
I believe so. I believe they were.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe made a ton more money than that, though.
Yeah, I mean, tour stuff was grossly overpriced for what it was, and it was pay to win too, because on certain courses you had to have certain things to get the 3 times or 5 times multiplier for items, and that's what kind of were we ever racing against real people too? Like, was that ever?
Yeah, multiplayer came out.
I know multiplayer came out, but like, were those real people at that like live? Or was
I believe so. I think there were like the avatars or whatever, like on, like that's usually what you were playing when you're playing a game. But I think if you went into multiplayer, it was actual multiplayer.
Okay. Because I don't know how it works in what's the Mario phone game called? Mario Run. Like
that's
you do that like Toad Rally versus. Is that just somebody's ghost of their run
asymmetric.
At that time?
Yeah, they're not at the same time.
Yeah.
So but Mario Kart Tour is second to Fire Emblem.
Well, yeah, and Fire Emblem just prints money.
I just think if they are going to have these games active for as long as they're active, like they need to support them more. Like they need to have, updates for longer than 2 years.
Yeah. Well, and that's the problem that Sony faced and why Sony pivoted away from that. They didn't want to have a studio devote 4 or 5 years to a game and in just online support. That's why they pivoted away from The Last of Us multiplayer. Because it takes a lot to keep a game going like that.
230 million downloads is there's a lot of Mario Kart fans out there.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot. So, yeah, I did want to get one quick spicy topic from.
It hasn't been spicy enough.
Well, this is from Brian.
Oh gosh.
Who's, he's always got some spice, but in the players poll, since I haven't been able to get to these, I think they're kind of fun to bring on here and look at them. So it's about the difficulty of Nintendo games. So it says current Nintendo is turning our children into stupid, weak babies. Back in the day, Nintendo games were hard. We had games like Castlevania, Metroid, Russian Attack, Ghosts and Goblins. You had finite lives, and when you died, you had to start the whole level over again. Saves were rare. Infinite continues were rare. These hard games took soft babies and turned them into hard adults. Now Nintendo has games that allow player 2 to get carried in a bubble by player 1 when they fail. No consequences, infinite lives and continues, teaching kids just to float through life and someone will carry you along. You have infinite tries and no punishment for taking forever to finish something. That's not life. Life is hard. Nintendo needs to get back to making hard games that make hard adults. Bring back games that make adults hard. So
Jesus. Also, he mentioned a bunch of games that are not made by Nintendo, so they were on the NES.
I did see something.
So play Dark Souls if you want hard games like that.
I think I saw something on like original Mario Brothers. It was like a hidden thing that wasn't widely advertised. That if you, I think if you got a game over screen and you held select or something like that as you press start to like back at the main screen, it would take you back to the level you were at. I saw that a couple months ago, I think, on like
is it real though?
an article.
It might not be real. That might
I
be
don't
fake.
know. Who knows? The internet's, you can't believe anything on the internet. But who knows? But games are baby games now. Yeah.
Great. The week that Peach is coming out, this is the conversation we're having. Awesome.
I do think so. Nintendo games usually, they're usually easy. And then they have like some small challenge at the like Mario Wonder was super easy, and then they had like one actual challenging level. And Kirby,
which they used to have a whole world of challenging levels in Mario games.
So I don't know, maybe just don't play Nintendo games if you think they're too easy.
I don't know. I mean, I guess
I don't think Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild are that easy.
I don't think Metroid Dread was not
Dread's not that easy.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of game over screens when I was playing Breath of the Wild for the first. Less so when I was playing Tears of the Kingdom, but when you were first learning Breath of the Wild, I think it was kind of difficult. I mean, eventually, like just because Mario versus Donkey Kong didn't really give you a whole lot of opportunities to get more lives near the end of it, when I was trying to get the perfects on everything, I was seeing more game overs, but that wasn't necessarily mean that it was a hard game. It was just it didn't give you opportunities to earn
that
lives. That
leads into his point: infinite lives and infinite continues.
True. Kirby got hard at the end a little bit, but that final boss was a little bit.
I feel like Kirby always gets hard at the end. It's like they don't even prepare you for it, and it's this crazy boss that it's like it's a Dark Souls game all of a sudden. Yeah.
You need to really get good.
You didn't play it far enough to get there, Johnny. So.
I beat that game. Of
course you did.
I beat for
and you enjoyed it.
I think it was okay. It's an okay Kirby game.
And that's exactly what he's going to say with Peach, too. He's going to say, that was a fun game. Was it challenging? No, but it was fun.
I don't know.
Yeah, you will.
I'm going to fall asleep playing it, so.
Well, Josh is going to PAX this week, and Nintendo, like, randomly got revealed to be present. What do you think you're going to see there, Josh?
They're going to tweet tomorrow one of the brand new games that is coming out in July.
In July, okay.
So Johnny's gonna have to eat a chip tomorrow or
And
next week.
we're gonna get to go hands on, just like we did with Wonder prior. So there's gonna be one brand new
Metroid
game.
Prime 4 is gonna be there, and you're gonna be playing hands on.
Yep,
Silk Song's gonna be there.
No, don't tell me that. I've been looking over the map for Team Cherry, and I don't think they're there.
So, but a quick side note on that, I saw somebody. It might have been Sean Capri from Nintendo Drive. I think it was him. There's some kind of like bigger indie showcase coming out, like Indie Days or something along those lines. I just saw a quick just a tweet of it, and I don't know what was making him think that we'd see more from Silk Song, but I think it's an event that's happening maybe tomorrow.
Cope. It's Cope. That's what's making him think.
Well,
Oh,
Devolver is there, aren't they?
Yeah, Team Cherry.
I know, but I'm just saying Devolver is there.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna happen tomorrow, but
PAX is never known for announcements. Like it's never known for announcements.
I'm seeing if I can find the
Team Cherry's website that has announcements from 2019. Like that's their website, has announcements from 2019.
Yeah, remember the game was playable at 2019.
Yep.
Would it be as frustrating if they didn't reveal it so early?
No, because think about like the Fallout 4 like release like cadence that they had. Fallout 4 was teased, shown, and then out within like 2 or 3 months.
I do think Paper Mario probably playable, a demo, maybe something that they say, hey, these demos will be available. That we'll probably get a tweet tomorrow saying these demos will be playable at PAX East. I think they're there because PAX was it was close to as big as E3 before the pandemic. Like it was, when I went to E3 in 2019 and then went to PAX later that year, it was the same booths were getting pulled from both places. Like it was the Smash booth was massive. Like it wasn't, let me clarify, it wasn't quite as big. You weren't doing the Luigi's Mansion. You weren't doing the Luigi's Mansion little like walk through like the little haunted house. They didn't have the Pokemon Stadium set up, but it was still like Smash. Because I want to say some of the games might have released during that time. It was a little bit different marketing that they were trying to do, but it was still like the booth was still very, very large, like very large. So this year it looks like it's going to be a little bit smaller, but are they going to be pushing Peach quite a bit? Potentially. But I do have a feeling there might be Endless Ocean might be playable, like maybe going hands-on with the, what is it, 4 games that are left. So Peach, Luigi's Mansion 2, Endless Ocean, and Paper Mario. It might be hands-on with those. Do they surprise us with something? I don't know. I kind of doubt that that's actually a real thing. Would it be amazing? Of course.
But it's also just a surprise that they're going to be there, I think.
It wasn't until like yesterday that it was Nintendo voice chat that tweeted out and somebody else caught it like at midnight. So I was kind of bumming a little bit. I was like, I'm excited to go. Don't get me wrong. But like, I was like the 20th anniversary, I'm expecting something. I'm expecting Nintendo, and then to find that out, like,
it is the 30th anniversary of Super Metroid.
They don't care about anniversaries anymore.
They, sometimes they don't. Yeah, unless they can make a Game and Watch. If only there had been a Mario Kart Game and Watch, we would have gotten one this year. All right. Well, this has been fun, guys. Thank you so much for being here a day early, and stay tuned for lots of coverage from PAX and on all my socials. Appreciate you guys so much for helping me get there, and got nothing but love for you guys, and we will see you in the next one. Bye now.